my friends, this is Daniel Aldie, and today I want to talk with you about the moment that changed my life, the moment that made me rich. And it all started in my first year of business. Now, I'm going to tell you straight up that my first year of business wasn't easy, but it was filled with challenges, and I actually spent more money than I made. So there was no profit. In fact, it was a loss, but I was not a failure. I actually used that moment to learn exactly how I would leverage myself for the next year, and I became richer since then. Now, it all starts when I took a trip to New York City with my wife. I wanted to impress her, and I knew that New York, the Big Apple, was the place that I was from, the place that I was born, and it was a place that I really wanted to show her. Now, when you visit New York City, one of the best places to visit is the Empire State Building. And so I was excited and delighted to not only take her there, but take her to the top. I wanted to show her the whole entire world, and I thought that we would be able to see this tremendous vision that I had planned for her. Now, when we came up the elevator and walked to the ticket booth, I suddenly froze because I saw the prices. And at that moment, I said, this is too expensive. In fact, that was the last time I ever said it for the rest of my life. Now, of course, I had to back out of the plan, and we took the elevator back downstairs. And I thought to myself, man, this is really tough. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna ever make it if I've been working so hard and nothing seems to be working out? Now, I can tell you I had a little bit of money, and it was enough for us to get a bite to eat. And when we finally got to the bottom level, I saw this restaurant menu that had prices that I also couldn't afford. And I'm staring at this menu, thinking to myself, I couldn't afford the Empire State Building. I couldn't afford to even eat an appetizer at this restaurant. What can I afford? Then suddenly, the impossible happened. A man drove up in his limousine and he asked us if we wanted a tour of New York City. He said it would only cost $80, and so I negotiated down to $40, but I didn't even have that much money. Now, this is ridiculous because I knew that I wanted to do all three of these events, but I could not do it. I confined myself to my circumstance, and I was no longer tolerating it anymore. Now, in this moment, I was extremely furious. I was agitated by not being able to afford the bare necessities of travel. Now, I know a lot of people have faced this same situation, and probably you have too. And I knew that I could not let my circumstances define my ability to achieve what it is that I wanted anymore. You see, this was the moment that made me rich. This was the moment I went home and I said to myself, this is never going to happen to me ever again. And I made a resolution. I resolved to solve the problem to never be back in the same situation again. And now every time we go back to New York, we have such a great time. We stay at 5-star hotels, we go to the best restaurants, we have first-class transportation, and we do it all. And every time I go back, I always think of that one moment that made me rich. That moment where I said, enough is enough. My friends, I want you to think of any circumstances that you've ever faced that made you think to yourself, this is enough. I've had enough. I gotta make a change. Because my friends, if you faced those circumstances before, you cannot allow it to ever happen again. My friends, you might even be in this situation right now. You might even be in a situation where there's too much month at the end of the money. You might have bills. You might have things you want to do. You might have desires within you that you feel cannot be reached just because of your circumstances. My friends, do not let those circumstances define you. You must define your own circumstances. Take charge of your life and do exactly what I did and resolve to solve the problem. Make sure to do whatever you can to get to wherever you want to be. Look, my friends, I'm going to tell you something straight up right now. Everything you want is already out there. If you want a nice car, it's already at the dealership. If you want to have a good meal, it's already at the restaurant. If you want to do something like go to the Empire State Building or visit some kind of city or some kind of country, you can do it. There's always room at the top, but you have to make a decision. You have a choice to be rich. Don't dwell in your poverty and say to yourself, you can't do it, or it's too expensive, but believe that you can. Believe that it's for you. Believe that you're worthy of being rich. My friends, this is Daniel Aldie, and that was the one moment that made me rich. I want to hear your stories too, so please comment in the section below, share this video with someone who really needs it, and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification button because I have so many more stories that I want to share with you.